can you read this letter? Very important, twin girls led single dad veteran to billionaire rescue. It started with a crumpled piece of paper. A letter so shaky in handwriting that anyone else might have thrown it away, but to the twin girls who found it, it was everything. Their voices trembled as they whispered the words, "Dad, you need to read this." A single dad, a veteran who had already given everything to his country, now stood broken in silence. His hands, scarred from battles long past, clenched around the letter. He didn't want his daughters, two little souls with hearts far bigger than their years, to see him cry. But that letter pierced him deeper than any bullet ever could. If you're watching this, I want you to stay until the end, because what happened next is proof that even in the darkest corners of life, miracles can still find you. And before you go, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this story, because it might just inspire someone who needs it right now. The veteran's name was Daniel. Widowed too young, raising his twin girls alone, he worked day and night just to keep a roof over their heads. He'd already given up on his own dreams, content with the thought that his girls deserved better than what life had given him. But lately, bills piled higher than hope, and the cabin they lived in was close to being taken away. The twins, Lily and Grace, were only 10, but they saw their father's silent struggle. They saw the nights when he stared at the bare kitchen shelves and forced a smile anyway. They noticed how he stitched his old boots with thread instead of buying new ones. And so, they decided to write a letter, not to Santa, not to a teacher, but to the world. "Dear stranger," the letter began, "our dad is a hero. He always tells us he's okay, but we know he's not. He gave everything in the war, and now he gives everything for us. He doesn't ask for help, but we're asking for him. Please, if you can read this, help our dad smile again." The girls left the letter tucked inside a library book, hoping someone kind might read it. They didn't know fate had its own plan. Days later, a billionaire named Thomas Carter walked into that very library. Known for his fortune but also for his loneliness, Thomas had lived in skyscrapers and boardrooms but hadn't felt the warmth of family in years. He opened the book casually, and there it was, the shaky handwriting of two little girls. He read every word, and for the first time in decades, tears streamed down his face. Something inside him cracked open. He remembered his own childhood, being raised by a single mother who worked herself sick to give him an education. He thought of the nights she cried when she thought he was asleep. And he thought, if someone had helped her, how different their lives might have been. Thomas couldn't ignore the letter. He tracked down the librarian, who remembered the twin girls. Within a week, Thomas was standing at Daniel's front porch. Daniel, cautious and proud, didn't understand why a billionaire wanted to talk to him. But Thomas wasn't there to boast, he was there to listen. At first, Daniel resisted. He didn't want charity. He had fought too hard to accept pity. But when Thomas knelt down, looked at Lily and Grace, and said, "Your letter saved me too," Daniel realized this wasn't about charity. This was about humanity. What followed was nothing short of miraculous. Thomas paid off Daniel's debts quietly, restored their cabin, and set up a trust fund for the twins so they'd never have to worry about college. More than money, though, he became family. He came by for dinners, sat at the table laughing with the girls, and even helped Daniel fix the old truck that had been sitting in the yard for years. But the biggest change wasn't financial, it was emotional. Daniel began to believe again. For years, he had carried the weight of survival, never the light of hope. Thomas's kindness reminded him that asking for help didn't mean weakness, it meant love still existed in the world. The twins saw their father smile more than ever. They saw the man who once fought for his country now finally fighting for his own happiness. And Thomas, the billionaire who once thought money could fill the emptiness, found that the greatest treasure was found in a simple wooden cabin with a single dad and two little girls who had the courage to write a letter. By the end of this story, I want you to remember something powerful. Sometimes the smallest voices can create the biggest changes. A simple act, a letter, a smile, a kind word, can move mountains. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that miracles are real. Because you never know, your share might be the letter someone else is waiting to read. And that crumpled letter, it now sits framed in Thomas's office, not as a reminder of wealth, but as proof that love and courage can rescue us all.